Okay, so what if I told you that your mind, your thoughts, can actually change your body's chemistry? And I don't mean that in some vague, metaphorical way. I mean in a real, measurable way. We're about to dive into one of the most fascinating things in all of science, how your belief can literally shape your physical reality.
I mean, we've all heard this, right? If you believe it, you can achieve it. It's on posters, it's in motivational speeches, it's everywhere. This idea that just believing in something is enough to make it happen. But is it really that simple? Can you just think positive and suddenly change your biology, heal yourself, or, I don't know, magically get better at something?
Well, it turns out the answer goes way deeper than just mindset. The latest science is showing us that the answer is literally written in our neurochemistry. Our brain has this incredible and very real way of turning a belief, a thought, into a physical, biological change.
All right, so first things first, we have to completely reframe what we think a placebo is, because it is so much more than just a sugar pill. So leading neuroscientists have a new definition. They say it's not about the pill or the injection or whatever. It's about the entire context of the treatment. It's how your brain and body respond to everything happening around that treatment. So what does that even mean, the context? Well, think of them as the active ingredients of the placebo. We're talking about the words the doctor uses, right? The reassurance in their voice, even the look of the clinic. It's also your own past experiences, remembering a time you felt better. Your brain scoops up all of these cues and turns them into a direct biological command. And this is maybe the most important part. The placebo effect is not just someone thinking they feel better. It's not just in your head. No, we can actually see and measure real physical changes happening inside the body. Okay, get this. Let's talk hormones. In this one amazing study, researchers gave two groups of people the exact same milkshake, but they told one group it was a high-calorie indulgent shake. Their bodies responded by dramatically dropping their levels of ghrelin. That's the hunger hormone. Their bodies were literally reacting to the story about the milkshake, not the milkshake itself. How wild is that? And it gets even more profound. Take patients with Parkinson's disease, which is caused by a lack of dopamine. When these patients were given a placebo but believed it was their medication, their brains actually started releasing more dopamine. The belief itself prompted their brain to produce the very chemical it was missing. And it doesn't stop there. It even works on our immune system. In one experiment, they paired a unique flavor with an immunosuppressant drug over and over. Then, they gave the people just the flavor. And guess what? The flavor alone was enough to suppress their immune response. Their brain had learned the connection so well, it could basically command the immune system directly. Okay, so the big question is, how? How does a simple thought, a belief, pull off these incredible physical tricks? Well, the answer is that your brain has its own built-in, fully stocked pharmacy. And you can see this pharmacy in action right here. Researchers put people in brain scanners and looked at what happens during pain. On the left, you see the brain on pain. The alarm bells are going off, right? Key areas are lit up. But now look at the right. This is the brain on pain plus a placebo. See that? The activity is way, way down. It's not just that they're saying it hurts less. Their brain is literally processing less pain. So how is it doing that? It's tapping into its own supply. It's using its endogenous opioid system. Yeah, you heard that right. The simple expectation of feeling better triggers your brain to release its own natural painkillers, basically its own version of morphine. These chemicals then go and physically block pain signals. And there's actually a specific route it takes, like a neural highway. It starts up top in your prefrontal cortex with a belief. This is going to help. That thought then zips down to a control center in your midbrain, which then relays the message to your brainstem. And from there, the signal goes all the way down your spinal cord and basically tells it, hey, shut the gate on those incoming pain signals. A single thought creates a physical roadblock for pain.
Okay, so if our brains are this powerful, does that mean we can just think our way out of anything? Well, as you can probably guess, it's a little more complicated than that. The question is it just about believing really, really hard? Is that all it takes?
It seems like the most powerful placebo effects come from a specific recipe. You need two key ingredients: expectation, that's your belief, plus conditioning, which is your past experience. Your brain needs to believe something will work, for sure. But that belief gets supercharged when it's backed up by a memory of it actually working before.
And here's a great example of why. In one study, they just told a group of people, hey, you're going to be amazing at this Sudoku puzzle. So they set up the expectation, right? But it didn't really make them any better at it. It just goes to show that belief isn't some magic wand. It works best when it's connected to real experience.
So let's zoom out. What's the big picture here? What should we take away from all this mind-bending neuroscience?
At the end of the day, the crucial point is this. Our most advanced, high-level thoughts, the stuff happening in our prefrontal cortex, has a direct hotline to the oldest, most primitive parts of our brain and our body. It's the physical, neurological bridge that connects mind to body, belief to biology.
And what's really cool is how this can become a kind of self-fulfilling prophecy. Think about it. The placebo makes you feel better, maybe by releasing those natural painkillers we talked about. That real feeling of relief then makes your original belief even stronger. So the next time, the effect is even more powerful. It's a positive feedback loop. And that leaves us with one final, pretty mind-blowing question. If the context around a treatment, the story we tell ourselves about a simple sugar pill, can physically change our brain chemistry, our hormones, and even our immune system, what does that say about the true potential of our own minds?